Let's take a look at what I got tagged in.
I remember when I was younger, my mother used to say, "Do not say, oh my God," because that is using the Lord's name in vain. But as I've gotten older, as I've gotten stronger in my faith, so on and so forth, what I've come to find is this: saying, "Oh my God," is not the most common form of using the Lord's name in vain. The most common form of using the Lord's name in vain is when you say, "I am," and then you throw out an attribute that is not synonymous with his character. That is using the Lord's name in vain. Travell, where you
No,
get that?
no,
The Bible, like I get everything else.
no. Look, I know some people might get upset that I don't finish this video, but I'm not going to because we're going to stop right there because we're wrong immediately right off the rip. Because using I am is not taking the Lord's name in vain. I am is not a name. We say I am all the time if someone asks me a question. Who's going to the store? I am. You're not saying God's name. God's name translates as best as possible to English as I am that I am, or I will be that I am, but most commonly accepted as I am that I am. And this is not just a statement of being outside of time, but also a statement of trustworthiness and faithfulness. Like I do what I do. If I say it, it is done. I am the I am that I am. And I get it that he's probably going to go down this pathway of like how we speak about ourselves, like I am stronger and I am capable. And every time you say something negative, like I am not strong or I am incapable, you're taking God's name in vain. But that's not taking God's name in vain. Taking God's name in vain has nothing to do with saying his literal name. This is why at first I was going to get excited, like, ooh, I love it when people realize that saying, oh my God, is not taking his name in vain. But then he just went down a deeper path. Is it wrong to say things like, oh my God, in the wrong context? Absolutely. But saying, oh my God, to a beautiful sunset is not wrong. Saying, oh my God, when I'm happy is not wrong. Why am I saying, oh my God? Praise your holy name. And if someone's heart isn't actually towards God, they're just saying it because they're saying it, then that's between them and God. Saying Jesus' name in a distasteful way is blasphemy, but it's not breaking this commandment. It doesn't make it okay, but it's not this commandment. So what exactly is the commandment? You shall not take the Lord your God's name in vain. Let's take a look at the scriptures. Exodus chapter 20, verse 7. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. So what is this word take? This word take in the Hebrew is tisah, which means to lift, to carry, or to take. It is translated all throughout the Old Testament as bear, lift up, bearer, bring, raise, lift. Why does this language of taking, lifting, bearing up his name matter? In Numbers chapter 6, when the Lord speaks a blessing to Aaron through Moses, he says, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. So shall they put my name upon the people of Israel, and I will bless them. God gave his name to these people. These were God's people. And he's saying, do not take that in vain. Do not walk in that in vain. You don't need to speak a word to take God's name in vain. By your mere actions when you represent God being God's people. Just as Christians bear his name. We hear take his name, and I don't know who decided to think that that means verbally saying anything. I hear take his name just like a bride takes her husband's name. Just as a child takes his father's name. And his father says to him, you represent this family. You have our name. Honor that name. When we go out into the world, they see us as Christians. We represent him. If I do something hateful and disgusting, they're not going to say, oh, Mike did that. They're going to say the Christian influencer or the Christian with the following. The Christian did that because I have taken his name. And it is my job not to bear that in vain, out of honor, love, and respect of my God. So I ask you, watching this video, do you take his name in vain? God bless and go in peace.